Vibe from the 915.
Are you ready?
Wait. Should we take some guesses? Should we take some guesses real quick? What we think it is?
Yeah, we should.
To me, it's looking like spots in El Paso.
Yeah, it looks like a
hangouts.
Paso theme, so I'm gonna go.
I've actually never seen that spot though. Where is that?
That's a dope picture, dude.
That is a dope picture. Who even took that, dude?
Throw it in the intro.
I got it on Google. I don't know.
Oh.
Thanks to Google.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back to another episode. We are here for yet again another special
We get
episode.
caught for plagiarism.
I know.
That's what I said.
We'll tag who it is.
We'll try and figure it out. We'll at least try and figure
We
it out.
have a reference page there.
So, to give you guys some context, we're bringing you another special episode of a top 10 Phil edition.
Phil's top 10.
I'm hyped. If you guys don't know how we did our first episode, this episode is we have no idea what the topic is. We just know it's a top 10. He ranks whatever his object is or thing is 10 to 1, 1 to 10. We're going to argue about it. We have no idea, so it's a surprise for us, surprise for you.
Yeah.
And there's a TV in front of us, but there'll be a PowerPoint for you guys. to
Yeah,
see.
we're looking
Yeah, I'll be
this
able to see
way
this.
because that's our image and our surprise, but you guys will see it.
I don't think it was in the
100%.
frame. Yeah, I don't think it was in the frame. No, I would have said something. Yeah.
Just point ugly at it.
Too late.
Nah, we should be alright, but I'm hyped.
It's
I'm
in the
ready.
middle of the screen.
Alright.
I'm curious. Wait, so let's just recap.
I want to hear some guesses.
Andy's was the food places.
The food
Which
places.
y'all roasted me for
Yes,
putting in
honestly,
my
yeah,
top 10.
we really did.
I'm coming with the heat today.
Daniel's was outdoor activities.
Even though I accidentally blew it and deleted the footage.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I just remembered.
Breaking the fourth wall here.
Oh snap! I just remembered.
Yeah, so it's gonna happen. I'm sure it'll happen more than once, but we had footage for a top 10 Daniel edition. If you guys remember the last time we spun the wheel on my episode, it was his turn. Problem is we recorded everything went great. Our editor
I had a simple mistake, and I was actually doing a photo shoot for another client of mine, and I accidentally ended up deleting some of the footage on the SD card. But simple mistake,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna happen.
Slight minor mistake.
it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
It is
And
what
then
it
also,
is.
I think we also mentioned it on this. We have another episode coming up, another interview for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
We're trying to
mentioned
bulk record for you guys, so sometimes like we catch up like weeks later for us, but for you guys hopefully it's like pretty continuous. So we try to make that work.
Yeah, we're trying to make it more consistent for you guys, you know, so you guys are more, you know, get more videos more often.
sure.
We're trying to upgrade. We're trying not to lose any more footage.
won't
I'm ready
happen,
to dive into this, but I want to make a guess.
Yeah, wait. Okay, let's go down the line. Angel, what's your guess in my top 10?
I think it's hangout places or places to take pictures because this looks really
Okay, okay.
yeah.
You?
Dang, honestly, I think I was gonna say hangout places too, because this is a pretty dope picture.
That's a super dope picture. It's like lock screen worthy.
And Daniel.
We're so boring, dude. We're all gonna think the same thing. It's because Angel already said
Come on,
it, dude.
give it a
Just
different
like
guess
a-
Well,
because
because look at the picture you put. Like that's like the obvious.
Best places to smash.
Oh, hey.
On the railroad.
It looks kind of, you know, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I mean, it can't be restaurants unless you're trying to argue my top 10, which I'm down to do. I don't know. I'm hyped.
Alright.
Sightseeing. Yeah, best sightseeing
Sightseeing.
places.
can I get a drum roll?
Yes, you can.
Top 10 cars.
We do a little
Nope.
top 10 cars. Well, this is gonna be a
Yeah.
hard one because it's pretty biased on most of the stuff.
Yo, there's a lot of cars, man.
There is
yeah.
a lot
There's a
of
lot of different
yeah,
types
but I have
of
some
cars.
guidelines. Let's go over it real quick.
Oh, okay.
Some guidelines, okay? And my judgment right here. So
It has to
my
be JDM.
choices are based off of top performers of its time and when it came out.
When it
Oh.
the car, when it
In no
debuted.
specific
Yes.
order.
In its
Okay.
era.
Yeah, the order is no specific. It's just different in like I guess brands and kinds
Okay.
of cars.
I
So-
think we're the only ones that are like car nerds in the group, huh? You guys are.
I mean, I'm a
part.
car I'm a car guy, but it's just not like
My
if you ask me if you ask me what's this part in the car, couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
it's the wheel.
Could not tell you.
I will,
yeah.
I will say this: no specific order. That's perfectly fine. But if by the end of this episode, we're gonna have to do a top 3. Gonna have to.
Okay, all right.
We have to
I
do
can do it.
top
I can do it.
Okay.
I
You know, I
actually
kind of did this with
I
them too,
am
the no
I
specific
am pretty good with cars. The cars that I am not good with is like JDM and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm not good at.
Good as far as like, what do you mean? Like
Like I know like pretty much
For the
every
most
car.
part?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just know that what wins on pink slips. So
Well, there's some JDM cars on here, so you're gonna learn today.
We're gonna learn something.
family.
Okay. All right, Toretto. La familia.
Plays the clip.
Oh, Toretto. He's
Okay,
like looking at him.
I'm hyped, bro.
Let's go.
shall we start?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Number one.
Number
drum
one.
roll, drum roll. McLaren F1.
F1.
That one's
Well, we're starting off pretty good.
Okay, so we're starting with the fire one.
You're
Alright, guys?
starting with a high one.
I don't know. That's the prototype though.
You're right.
I don't know if that
I
was.
just really like that picture. That was a nice.
No, that's a clean one.
But,
Yeah,
alright,
yeah.
so this is why I picked this car.
Oh snap.
Oh, this guy.
He's got
Alright,
facts.
so I came prepared with the facts. Alright, so as of 2021, the McLaren F1 remains the fastest naturally aspirated production car in the world and has held it for almost 30 years.
Oh snap.
Dude, I need to get a notebook out here.
Okay.
Take some notes.
Let me tell you what, I don't know if you guys know what naturally aspirated means.
Sure
No?
do.
So you know turbos on cars and
Yeah.
you know what that
Oh,
is?
yeah.
It doesn't have any of that stuff
Stock.
to help it.
Stock,
It's making that much power
Yes.
with just an engine.
Yeah. Oh,
So
Jesus.
only 106 were made. The F1 was one of the first production vehicles to use a carbon fiber like body.
That's
Oh,
scary.
Oh, shoot, that's actually super. That's what
that's super
cars
scary,
basically
no?
use
And nowadays, like that's all Lambos are made on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I say
And like
Lamborghini
Ferraris,
on-
carbon fiber bodies. And the engine is gold plated.
Okay. Jesus.
I was gonna say, so the original was a
Reflex.
Mercedes engine,
Yeah,
right? That they
Mercedes
were,
engine.
they were modifying, right? Yeah.
But it was gold plated from the factory.
Gold-plated, bro.
And the last one sold for 20 mil.
Chump change. No, I'm
20
just kidding.
mil.
That is
Car.
Let me just go buy that
$20
next weekend.
dude.
Honestly, that's not bad for that kind of car. I mean, if it's the
That's a
fastest.
lot of money for a car.
20
man.
mil. I think the Bugatti Chiron right now is like
Okay,
1.5 million.
but
2 million,
me
right?
being
Okay.
like the person that likes collecting stuff, there was only 106 made.
That's a collector
For
car,
me,
bro.
it's all about that
So
collection.
if number one, 'cause I know they mark each one. If number one was to be sold, how much do you think it would be sold for?
Dude,
Probably
a
like
lot.
30 mil, bro.
minimum. Do
I
they
would
all
think
come
so.
with gold plates like that or no?
Yeah. All the.
But that's crazy.
Ones
That's,
that
that's a
came from the
crazy
factory.
flex. That's like fuck you money, huh?
Yeah.
No, it
pretty much.
literally is
It literally
20
is.
million.
It really is, man.
So not even people
Yeah.
wouldn't drive that car. That's a car that you
Nah.
put in a nice lit area with these type of lights.
Yeah.
You have someone to just come clean it every day. And
You probably own like a dealership. It's like right there at the very top. You know?
So you don't take it to
Showroom.
scenic or what? Would we see a car like this in El Paso?
Hell no. You won't see one of these at
No.
El Paso.
I think
Nah.
passing through.
Maybe.
to park in their house probably right there. with scenic.
No one's in. Okay, I don't think anyone in El Paso can afford
Yeah.
a car like that.
Yeah,
So what do you guys think? Good? It deserves to be on the list?
dude.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's dope.
I
Hey,
think
they proved you wrong. So whenever one of our viewers pulls up, you guys said no one could.
Oh, take
honestly,
a ride.
reach out to us. Reach out to us.
Yeah, I don't take it for a ride.
Reach out.
We do the. What do you do for a living?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, yeah, that was a good one.
You guys
Let's
ready?
go.
My mom won the lottery.
Number two.
Number
All of it
two.
on the-
Number two. The Nissan
GTI.
Skyline 104
That should be number
I
GTI.
know everyone's gonna go crazy.
That
Right?
should be
Yes.
number one.
Yeah.
This had to be on the list. Like,
It had
come
to
on.
be. It kind of had to
Paul
be.
Walker?
Paul Walker?
Dude, honestly, I know it's like 50-50 when I hear this car. Some people are like, Skyline.
Yeah.
And some people are like, it's just the Skyline. But like, I think Pressy just got one, didn't he?
You got one of these?
No, he has an R32.
Oh.
That's like the 2 generations before this one.
Yeah.
I saw him like building it from like,
It looks nice. I've seen it.
Is
So
that-
I
is
see
that
that,
the
like,
Le
I
Mans
don't
one?
know. I don't know about the like R30 or whatever, but I know like the Skyline is like that version looks like that. And I've seen a couple of those in El Paso.
oh
yeah,
yeah.
there's some, but they're not the real deal like this one. Like this
Yeah.
is a
This one's
GTR,
not-
or probably like a GTS or something. Like not the top performer.
So the
one,
one
'cause we
that's
didn't get
at,
those.
the one that's at East Ridge.
Anyway,
I think it's
From what I'm seeing right there on the
leave that there.
Is
Let me
that
finish.
the Le Mans one, the one you were showing originally?
Yes.
Because that one had like the slight wide body
Yeah,
on
that
it,
one
right?
I think was the
Out of
Le Mans one. Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
Anyway, this is on the list because Fast and Furious.
Fast
it was
and
like
Furious.
it was
Oh,
the
yeah.
face of Fast and Furious.
Yep.
Made a big impact on the car community, that's for sure.
Dude, 100%.
We Americans didn't get this car, so
Yeah.
they never sold it to our like, what is it?
To our continent, right? It's North
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, North
and
America didn't
even
get
Which
it.
is
all-
more of a consumer of this
the whole
product.
continent.
So no one.
We still don't have it. I think
so
it's like
no one.
a couple more years.
No one
and
in
we
the
get it.
U.S. has this car.
There's some people do, and they find
But
ways to like.
they've shifted because I know there's, you have to get
loophole,
like
whatever.
permits and stuff. You can't just bring anything like.
Yeah,
Wait.
you have to get a permit.
So I have a question. Why was it not sold here in America? I don't know.
It didn't meet the guidelines, like the safety guidelines and stuff like that. That was It was a
Safety
race car,
mission,
man.
yeah.
They're like, do not watch Fast and Furious.
And it's one of the most sought after Japanese tuner cars ever.
You know,
Dude.
the American market
JDM.
is so.
Angel.
Yeah.
It's actually hard to produce cars for the American market. They just have really strict emissions regulations, safety regulations,
And it's
compared to around the world. And so, matter of fact, it's actually kind of crazy that cars are still produced in the US. It's crazy. Like,
Dude.
there's just
We were just talking about
trying
this,
to get rid of it, basically.
And then I was just talking about this morning about the new rule about like 2030. They're not allowed to be either selling or they're trying to like tax heavy on like gas
Gasoline.
emission
Gas,
cars.
yeah.
It's gonna happen, man.
So like definitely the US is like big on that. But dude, honestly for me like Fast and Furious, I feel like I haven't seen like the later of the movies, like 7 or 8, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's on.
Something right, they're like at 13, man.
What's what I'm saying? The ones I do remember though is like the first original
Yes,
ones
of
like
course.
that. So like that number 1, bro,
Yep.
so far.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
So that was number 2.
So real quick, which one's faster, the McLaren or
McLaren.
Okay, so
kind
McLaren's
of,
still
kind of a
fastest.
little, break
McLaren-
on it. Do you
McLaren's
think
fastest.
that like in the future these gasoline cars are gonna increase in value or decrease in value? Because like technically,
Well, like-
if they're gonna tax on, like, if obviously as new hybrid cars or electric cars are being created and they're clearly trying to move the market in that direction, do you think all gasoline cars are gonna eventually become like collector items?
I think
No.
so.
I don't think
I
at
think
first.
I think the electric cars
Not
are
at
gonna
first.
take over.
Yeah, not at
But
first.
it'll 100% go down. It'll lose value, and then once you eliminate like, because not every car is gonna be a rarity just because it's gas.
Yeah.
Once you eliminate like all the common cars and you still have your gas like rarities, those will be the ones that are still functioning,
Yeah,
working,
sure.
and will be-
And like something like this would probably even
Oh my
more,
God,
even
dude.
more.
How much does this go for?
It's already
Dude,
worth a lot.
like this car?
Yeah.
Well,
I
not
don't
the one
even
from
know,
Fast
dude.
and Furious.
I don't know.
Not the one from Fast and Furious. 'Cause the one from Fast and Furious is probably gonna go for
It
like.
is. That's the
Definitely not 20 million though.
Not as much as the
nah,
There's
not
no
that
gold
much.
engine, so that alone takes off like.
Still over $1 million though.
Probably around the 1 million mark.
Okay.
Or probably a little bit less.
I've got a question. I'm gonna probably ask this pretty often.
Let's see.
You're a millionaire, billionaire, and the guy comes up to you. He's like, "You can buy one of these two cars, but you can't buy both. Which are you picking so far?"
That one.
That one, really?
Yeah. I just saw more of a fan of that car.
Yeah. You just
Wow.
see yourself as a kid watching Fast and Furious again, or what?
It was just so ahead of its time.
I think I would say
car.
McLaren.
in the
honestly.
90s,
It's more rare than
Yeah.
the McLaren
Even
for
though it's
us because we didn't get this
Oh.
car.
it was an all-wheel drive car back in the 90s, right? It was 90s?
Yeah.
Which was crazy, you know?
I would
Like,
say
it
it
wasn't
was
very
ahead of
common.
its time.
That's
Was
crazy.
it the only one? Nah, it wasn't the only one, but it was pretty rare back then.
was
So
very-
It's just you
Yeah.
could style it so many ways too. I think that's why it was like, because I'm not too crazy about like performance right away.
Because I'm not a fan of the look. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm
You
a
mean,
like,
come on, man.
I'm a big
Look at
look guy. You know what I'm saying?
that one's different.
So
though. That
I
one
can
has
get, I can
the
get a
Monster.
So this
Mustang.
one.
I can get a Mustang and make it look the same exact way, if not better.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Next. Number 3.
I somewhat agree.
Maybe
I'll
we
pull
need
up
to
a
stop the
picture. I
podcast
somewhat
now before we start fighting, brawling out.
Yeah. We're back to the restaurant one again.
Yeah,
Number 3
before we get that.
is
So far, I'm Team McLaren.
BMW E30 M3.
Dude.
I don't like this car.
Yeah, I hate this car.
I
man.
don't like this
Oh,
car.
I hate it.
I love this car.
I could think of a Jeep better than this one. Take it off, take it off. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
could picture it. I could picture it slammed with the wheels out. You know what I'm saying?
No. dude,
Honestly,
you're doing
honestly, wait. I want to hear the facts because
Yeah,
the facts have
yeah.
been impressive
Okay,
so
you
far.
ready? You ready?
Okay.
So this is the birth of the M3.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, it's not.
So this is the first M3 ever made.
I like the new M3s.
So the
The
MS,
looks for me. Sorry, that was just me.
The looks.
And this car is what began BMW's like racing
Oh
part
snap!
of.
So this is the
Yeah, this is like
the
OG.
what's the
yeah.
word?
Trendsetter.
Yeah, the OG, I guess the trendsetter. Yeah, whatever.
Trendsetter.
Whatever you want to
The
call it, it was
Godfather.
first. So
The
yeah,
Godfather
that's why
of
this car's special to me. And obviously, I'm a Beamer fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
a Beamer fan, bro?
No, they actually hate
I don't know
it.
if you want to explain why BMW is your favorite, but he
He's
is
a little biased.
I work on them like every day. So, yeah.
It's his career.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so then
I personally love this
you work on BMWs. You know the good and bad about all the BMW Does this one fall under
Good.
bad or good?
Good,
Better
very
side
reliable.
performance?
Yeah.
Reliable.
Back then, they were
More reliable than an i8.
Yes.
Honestly,
I hear a lot of bad things about i8s. A lot of bad things.
Would you
about
say
i8s.
they were more reliable back then? Probably, huh?
Yep.
Because like now they just, no offense to BMW, I love BMW. They've been breaking down lately.
Dude, but it's not just BMW. Back then, most cars were reliable. Like a 1990 Jeep will probably last just as long as my Jeep has, whereas in 2007, 2008. But I feel like if you're a business and you're making cars, you want to make them last just a certain amount of time.
yeah,
So they're
I
like,
was about to say.
they're like, come on back. You need a car, you said, right?
That
Here's
is
our
what
new-
they literally do.
Literally do.
So,
Back then, they used to make cars to last. Now
Yeah.
they make them to last a certain amount of
If
time,
you have
so
the
that you can
perfect
keep
car, then why are you
buying.
gonna keep buying, right?
Exactly. Keep
That's
It's all
smart.
business.
Who
bro.
does that else? iPhone. A new
Oh.
phone
Yeah.
every year. They don't care that they've now just made the iPhone 12 the old phone now. Because they're going to still net out more with profit on their new phone than getting rid of the 8, the 9, the 10, whatever.
That's
so,
crazy, man.
so that makes sense why the older cars,
Business.
maybe this one would be better. But
And
look-
these cars are worth so much
Supply
right
and
now.
demand.
Dude,
can,
they
you-
are
can you go
increasing
back
a lot.
really quick?
Yes.
Uh,
Oh my, I can't.
I love that
I
car, bro.
can't
I used to
talk
have
to this
one of
guy,
these, not the M3, but I used to have one of these cars. It was a 4-door. And when I was living in Arizona,
oh,
I used to have
That's
one of these.
true. I do remember you drove it
And
here once.
they were so
And
nice, bro. Yeah, I drove it here one time. Yeah.
and now what happened?
And then I sold it.
Oh, nice.
And then life happens,
Did you
and, you know,
buy-
like.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you
I had to
flip
go to
it
New
or-
Jersey, so I sold it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a fan of the body. Not a fan of the body.
Well,
I will tell you that.
it's
No,
not
I'm not a big
everyone's
fan of
cup
you,
of tea,
Angel.
but it's
I'm
mine.
about to
Getting
say,
all offended.
I was about to say it depends because like looks could be the biggest factor first, and
For me,
or
it is.
performance.
I think
so.
it just looks nice.
Looks for me is like I'm gonna look at it like the way I see a car is like if it looks good, I like it, you know, and then performance will come after. Even though I know that's a big thing, but
I get you.
I'm not like a big time street racer or anything. I just want to look good.
I'm not a big time street
Bro,
racer.
doesn't
Shows up on Wednesdays. Shows up on Wednesdays.
Frank Ocean on one of his albums?
I was in the Frank Ocean. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say Frank Ocean, one of his albums, I think his unreleased like official album, like on YouTube or SoundCloud, I think it has an image of an M3, an orange
That's cool.
one.
I think you're right.
I think it's just like a cool aesthetic.
That
bro.
just lets me know because Frank Ocean, you know, he's all about fashion. So if he likes it, dude.
Oh, this
he
is
knows
in
where he
Travis
likes it.
Scott's album too. The Jack Boys one.
Yeah, so I don't really care what you think, Angel.
I'm not a big Travis Scott fan either.
If I've got
But
like,
it is. It's the same.
like
It's a cool aesthetic
throw
though. It's
away
just not my
money
aesthetic.
and like I'm just collecting stuff, I would add it to a collection, but
I would not.
it wouldn't be my first. It'd be like my 20th.
It's definitely a collector. It's a collector item for sure.
I would collect it.
That is definitely
I would
collector's
collect it, but I'd keep it in the back of my garage for sure.
It'd be my daily speeder car. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
Yo, you know, move on.
Dude,
I'm gonna steal that car from you, bro. if
Y'all
you ever
take
get
it
Y'all just on my Chicos Tacos.
Take it to Mr. Take it to Mr. Car Wash.
You're right. You're right.
I'm just kidding. No,
That's
honestly,
funny.
out of the three though, it's number 3 so far.
Yeah, so far. So far, me too. I'm still choosing McLaren over all 3.
It's definitely not my number one, but it's definitely. I guess out of the 3 so far, yeah, it would be 3. But we'll see where it falls.
Where this is my number 3?
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
barely
Alright,
number
number
3.
3.
Bro.
Hey, but we're gonna wait for number 4 real quick. A little break.
Okay, break.
So we're going back to number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
You guys
Drum
ready?
roll.
I'm hyped, bro.
Hopefully, you guys are more impressed with this one.
I think so. We'll see.
Hey.
Oh, dude.
The
Shout out to
Ford
GTA.
GT40.
Shout out to Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah,
This
that's a
is
good movie.
the
It's a good
only
movie.
reason I like Ford. The only reason.
Yeah, I'm a big
That's a
fan
lot
of
of
this
people's
car.
reason. This is a very popular car.
I'm a big fan of this car.
Dude, I
Okay,
like it like that.
so
too.
why I chose it? All right,
Hey, look how nice that
so
looks.
this car made a big impact on Ferrari, man. That's all I gotta say real quick. All right, so Ford put its foot down on Ferrari when they made this car, man. Like Ferraris were the top performers at this time when this car came out,
Yeah.
and then this came out and it was over for 5
it really
years.
showed the world because at that time Ferrari was
Yeah.
like dominant in like the
Can you
supercar.
imagine?
They were dominating real bad.
And so when this, you know, company, this mass production company like Ford produces this car, it really showed the world like
It's a badass
other
car.
people can jump in.
I like how you put the most iconic American sports car.
It really
Because
is.
you're saying it's a foreign company that was leading in this market. And
They
then
always have.
Ford is just, exactly, probably still
Even
high
to this day,
competition,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But then Ford is just like, just threw up a finger and we're like, look what we can do.
Yes.
So the way they got it to look like this is because they partnered up with a British company to develop it. And I don't know if you've seen British like supercars or anything, but they're very beautiful. like the way they look. They're
Oh,
not probably not the
yeah.
best cars, but they look like
It's all about
they got
looks.
the curves, like
Yeah,
all
for
that
sure.
Sense, dude.
So I think that's why they got it to look like this. It's a
It
really
looks
nice
dope.
looking car.
Way
Yeah.
better than the BMW.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
You gotta throw a bad one before you do the good one. No. Honestly, okay, wait. So performance-wise, because I'm learning about that. Ford, which from my understanding is not always the most reliable,
Yes,
at least
okay.
even if it is like biased, right? But like for this car specific, how does it like rank amongst the ones we've learned so far? Then, like performance-wise.
It depends on how you're asking this question. Like, if you're asking it based on like how it would be now against other stuff, then no, it's not that good.
No.
But
Now-
back then in its time, dude, it was the best
It was.
for 5 years,
body
bro.
looks
Okay, so
so
my next
good.
point, it won the 24 hours of Le Mans for 5 years, 1960 to 1965.
What's that?
Yeah.
So this is a big race where I think a lot of like the companies, like manufacturers, like Mercedes, like Benz, what else, Ferrari, like all those
basically
companies, they just come and do a race for 24 hours.
Shout out to Le Mans.
Have we?
Oh, the 24-hour race?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, snap. So the car's been running for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yes. That's actually the test. It's an endurance.
Yeah, it's an
They just have to
endurance
put in gas while it goes, or what?
No. You can
How do
still
they do
do
that actually? Do they do pit stops?
They still have pit stops,
Okay.
but it's basically whoever gets to the finish line the fastest within those 24 hours. There's
So
three.
you want to push it. Like,
I mean, you still want to like do fast pit stops, refuel as fast as you can, switch
Yeah,
drivers
it's all
as
about
fast as you
time.
can. It's all about time. Like you want to do everything in a hurry, but
So they won it 5 years in a row.
Yeah, 5 years in a row.
It went for 5 years without stopping. That's crazy.
Yep, with that car.
Do you guys know who won the most recent one?
No.
I don't
Interesting.
know.
We should look it up.
I don't know.
Look it up.
There's a lot of car manufacturers.
I was
Matter of fact, there's actually a remake as of like 2016 when they first released it. Was it? They
Call
released
back on the airbags.
No. There's a remake on these, like a new production model, and it's really cool. It's a very developed car. It's actually a really nice car. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, but it is still very technologically advanced. Bro.
So how
It's
much
still
was
very
this running off the lot today?
Like back
Dude,
today?
this one's this is like
Dude, this is
a
also
collector.
$1 million car.
This
like
is
couple
probably
$1 million
super
car.
expensive because this is even more rare. This was like just used for racing for Le Mans.
so we won't see this in El Paso, is what you're saying.
Maybe, actually, maybe.
You know,
It might be in some rich.
I did
dude
watch a
that has it.
YouTuber like years ago. Like I think he played video games as like his job for YouTube, and he literally was like, "Well, I want to thank you guys so much. You guys got my dream car," and like turns to a blue one of these, and
my
he's just
God.
like, "Thank you guys so much," and I'm like,
it's probably the remake. So this one's probably the older one from 19. What
These like the OG original ones.
is this one from 1960? No, right? This is from like.
Not too sure.
Cause there's like two different remakes. Cause there's
Yeah, there's
also,
a couple
like,
generations of it. Yeah.
There's like 3 generations of them. And so the most recent ones that you'll see is the 2nd and 3rd generation. Obviously, the 3rd one's the one that came out in 2016.
I think this is the first.
But
I
that's
wanna
probably
say
the
it's
first.
the
That's like the best one. That's the one that made the breakthrough of like
Yeah.
beating Ferrari and stuff
That's
like that.
the most recent winner. It says Toyota Gazoo Racing, but it says Toyota's number 7 GR10 Hybrid.
Oh, but that's part of the LMP series, huh?
Oh, dude, you're speaking foreign English to me.
Yeah, I don't think that's a production.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Yeah.
English.
Sorry.
That's cool. I think this does this beat the McLaren. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
gonna say.
so you're
I'm gonna
still-
say. I don't know. It's like these are top ones for sure. I don't know.
I don't know.
I take this one.
If you
actually.
drive a
I
Ford,
think the McLaren's over this one. Yeah.
Really?
if
I
you
would.
drive a Ford,
It made more of an impact, I think.
I'm so sorry. Return that because you know what Ford stands for?
Found on road dead.
Found on the roadside dead.
Oh, true.
Either way.
Still on the road, dead.
my dad had a Ford Dually 6 tire. He had like everything,
That
on
shit was
it,
dope.
and it was super nice. And my dad's like, Chevy, Neil, Chevy, you never Chevy. And then next thing he was like, look at my new Dually, and it was a Ford. And so like
Hey man, that shit was badass.
it was so nice, but it eventually
Broke down.
He's like, I'm having too many problems on it. Like,
I'm gonna have to go with
I remember one
Chevy.
time we were driving.
He's like, I want to go Chevy.
I remember we were driving one time. I think it was on my birthday actually. And then like just pressing the gas, and then like it just you could literally feel the truck just start slowing down while he's still pressing the gas. We're like, oh, what's going on? His transmission blew out while he was driving.
Man, it's a big ass truck too. Like
Yeah.
he called it.
And then he was like, we're just gonna drive it like this all the way home. So we drove it like that
dude,
all the way home.
made it worse.
I mean, it's already shot, dude.
Yeah.
Just drive it till like
Blew it out, bro.
honest.
Like, you had the gas all the way down. Like,
That's one story. There was one time by Leslie Pools on New Trevino, over there by like Ale House and all that, the
Okay.
Chili's area. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, can you tell mom like I need a ride? My truck broke down." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And so I'm asking what happened to it. And he's like, "The drive shaft broke while I was on the freeway."
oh
And I'm
my
like,
god.
and I'm like, "Where are you at?" He's like, "Leslie Pools." And I'm like,
He's
he's like, "Well, I let it coast as long as I could." And he's like, "And I just pushed it." And I was like, "No
I
shot, you
remember
just
one
pushed
time he
that
said
dude."
that he got on the
The
way,
drive
like,
shaft's all.
no, over the railroad one time, the steering wheel came off. While he was on the road.
With this truck?
Yeah.
Dude, this truck was not okay.
Or you know, the one time when he was driving by our house, he's just driving and he just sees this tire driving in front of him. Yeah.
Okay,
He
that's
was
not
like,
the truck's fault. That was
No,
not
yeah,
the truck's
That's
fault.
not the truck's fault, but
that's like another story.
I'm just like, Dad Ford. Like
That truck was badass though.
it was super
Oh,
nice.
that was a good Ford story. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
It was
Probably
bad.
not this
It was
car.
bad for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Not
my
this
God.
car though. Not this
This car wasn't like
They're
that.
talking about a dually, you know, like the big rig truck.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Orbit fact.
The
I
Toyota
Dude,
Super.
all the hot boys are gonna go
Smart.
crazy on
I
this.
think this is an underrated car.
Is that a Super?
I think this is an underrated car.
Is that a
Definitely.
Supra? You even put it in quotation. That's funny.
Is that a 2JZ?
Okay, yeah, I don't know the whole NK4 thing. Like, I'm still.
So
Yeah,
this
no, I
is the
saw
fourth
the Supra.
generation of the Supra.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
When I think Supra, I think of a black Supra.
Alright, me too.
Okay.
Me too. Or white, black or white.
Midnight Club.
Midnight Club.
Midnight Club, true.
On the PlayStation 2,
On the
though.
PlayStation 2?
On the
with
PlayStation
controller that you
2.
plug in where it's the...
Yeah.
Oh.
The big old
I was
adapters
poor,
to
just,
the
you know,
You put it
got
in like
these.
that.
Hey,
Alright, I got some points here.
See.
So the Supra is one of the big 3 iconic JDM cars. And by big 3, I mean the one I already said, the R34, the GTR. So this is one of them, and the RX-7. Those are the big 3
Oh, so I only know
JDM
2.
cars. Those are like the most popular ones.
Okay.
Alright.
And like these cars are like so easy to make power on. So I don't know if you've seen like videos of these cars, but these cars make like with the stock engine, they'll make like 1,400 horsepower. So that's like I think it'd be an
Jesus
Aventador with
Christ.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And
Like smoke 'em,
no.
bro.
Have you
You can
guys...
smoke 'em.
Have you guys seen that? Oh, sorry, I thought you finished. Let's say that.
But yeah, no, I'm good. That's
With
it.
like stock internals, right?
Yeah, like stock,
not
internal,
stock.
like stock engine. They put like a bigger, maybe a bigger turbo. That's all you
Bro,
need,
there's this video. It's like there's like a Lambo and a GTR racing, and they're hauling ass. They're going, and you just see a Supra come out of nowhere. Just smoke them.
Dude, AJ used
Like,
to watch
out
those
of
videos
nowhere.
all the
Dude.
time.
Oh,
Those
that's
cars are
crazy.
ridiculous, bro. And it's
Honestly-
not. It's more of the engine. The engine's just like a
But like,
perfect
like
platform
how,
to make
like
big
how
power.
they make it like,
Yeah.
like how, like.
It's a smaller car, right? This
It's
is
just a
smaller
really
car.
good engine.
It's a yeah, it's just a platform. It's kind of like how Jeeps are with like the whole modifying thing. It's like there's a huge market for it. These cars like the 2JZ, it's just there's a huge market for it. So it kind of made it really
crazy.
easy to modify them. And so like
Yeah.
basically, people just get these engines and really like make them
Just
high performance.
I
Soup 'em
will
up,
say
bro.
though, the body on it, I'm not a fan.
No,
It's becoming,
really?
it's becoming
I'm
more
gonna go back,
expensive though.
yeah.
Like everyone's trying to trying to get these. Like,
What car
I
does it look
love,
like?
I love.
What car does it look like?
It just-
Let's be honest.
I don't know.
What
It
does
was
it
in
look
my,
like? I don't
my
know.
aunt's little. What was that? Yeah, the
No.
Corolla. What was it? Chrysler? I don't know what it was.
No, it's the mom's blue car. What was it called? That's
It was a
what
little
like.
Chevy beater car. I don't know what it was.
there is a car that looks similar. It might have been
Maybe we
like a
can put a picture
Celica.
for them.
It was like a seller car, like
It was-
an everyday car. Like.
But was it a Toyota Celica? Because the Toyota Celica looks pretty
Oh,
similar.
that's
to
true.
That's like a baby.
It was
version
pretty
of
common at one point, like in early 2000s, like 2004, 5 like time.
Bro, go back to the next picture. Look at the tires on the next picture.
That's a stock
The
one.
rims, yeah.
Look at that.
The other one's
It looks
fucking
exact-
super.
I'm gonna find the
We're gonna
picture.
find the picture. We're gonna put it up.
Where you have a picture of Angel and I like riding in the car too. Like it looks like that, just without a spoiler. That's what it looks like.
That's funny.
You go back really quick. So for the viewers that are more so coming from my perspective, where it's about looks,
That doesn't do it for you.
no, dude. Like
I feel like it's the
I
paint job.
recognize it. Like if you were to put this in the BMW, I'd be able to tell you like
I would still choose this over the big
I
one.
love
I would
this
still
car.
choose this over the BMW.
I'll tell you one thing. They look way more, way better in person.
I
Like,
can
they
imagine.
look so nice, dude.
What was the car you used to drive in high school? Not a
Miata?
Supra.
The
Yeah,
Miata.
yeah.
that's what I was thinking of for a second. I was
That's not on the list, by the way.
Hopefully it's not. I'd be
not.
mad, bro. Top 10 cars Miata.
you would really get roasted then.
And last point.
I'd leave.
This was a big face
Fast
for
and the Furious.
Fast
The
and
orange one,
Furious.
right?
The orange one.
Dude,
That Paul Walker drove.
The literal Paul Walker car
Yep.
too.
That's crazy.
Dude, so are any of these not from Fast and Furious?
Yeah, a couple of them just
I'm just kidding. Bro. No, I'm
Only
just
two that are not in Fast and Furious.
No, honestly, I like that you're relating to Fast and Furious because like it was such a big impact
on
on
the car community.
everyone at car community.
No.
Or
Fast and
It's
Furious
probably
is
also-
like a big like growing up like that's part of our like childhood.
when you
Yeah.
think about it, you think of like Transformers, Fast and Furious, like
Yeah.
Star Wars movies, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sorry.
And then considering like most people, I would like to. Actually, we shouldn't assume, but I would think that not a whole lot of people know about cars. So Fast and Furious is, I guess, a good reference of like getting to know some cars.
You do that
I wouldn't know
bridge.
half of the cars on this from Fast and Furious.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a good bridge of like, you know, the
At
car
least you know the
community
cars
and,
are in
like,
Fast
yo,
and
look, explosions and like races and like
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
it together.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy though. Yeah, I was able to think about that.
Does this one go to space? Just kidding.
Unfortunately, no.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I haven't
So
seen
the
any
back
of
flip
these.
and hand back on the tires and keep
No,
going.
no,
Dude,
that's
I'm
it.
down to watch the recent movies, but once Paul
You haven't
Walker
seen
like
when
genuinely
you
passed
haven't seen
away.
when the Rock pulls the two holds a
Oh
bridge.
yeah, dude. No.
I've only seen the
Ridiculous.
one
I was
movie.
like, what?
The one movie where The Rock came in, that's the last movie that I saw. But I haven't seen the rest of them.
I like
There's one where Toretto's like pulling the helicopter. No, like
Yeah.
Or when he like steps on the parking garage. I don't know if you guys remember
Wait,
that. Like
I saw
the whole
a
parking garage went
cutscene of
down.
one where he like jumped from one car across like the freeway. No, like
Yeah, so they do
and he
crazy
catches
shit.
up in that.
this is crazy. This is crazy.
I wish I
It's
could do that.
ridiculous.
Still,
But
though, I-
Number six.
Number six.
There's no vibe.
Morbid facts.
the Bugatti
Oh,
Veyron
yeah.
Super
Let's
Sport.
go.
I'll take that one. This is
About
my
time.
favorite.
About time you put a real
Something
car on there.
bougie. Something bougie.
Bro,
I thought you were
Let's
GTA.
go.
sorry.
Now we're more on my level, man. Let's go. Turn up.
This is literally my
I had to throw it in for Angel, bro.
Let's
This is
go.
literally my favorite brand. Not only does it meet the
The
standards of
Veron.
like luxury, they also
It meets every
like
standard.
Yeah,
every
dude.
standard, bro. Every single
expensive
standard.
You should have ranked these 1 through 10 because this would have been number 1, bro.
Not for me.
Oh, I want to hear why. I want to hear why.
Huge fan.
Wait, this is
Later,
like
later.
a like
We'll talk about this later.
multi-million-dollar car, right? I don't know.
Like
Dude, no, it's like 2
1
and 3 million. Depends on like the spec.
It's not
you
even
get.
street legal.
But this
right?
one I think is like 3 million because this is like the top tier of
Not
the
even in the US, I
Veyron.
don't think.
Yeah, it's,
Not in the
like-
US, but anywhere else, yeah.
Super fast, huh?
it's not even street legal. What's his name? Mayweather has one.
They are street legal.
He has like 4
Here?
Uh,
wheels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're street legal, but it depends on the one you get. If you
I was
get
gonna
like
say,
the,
I don't think that
I don't
one's-
think this one is.
The jet.
But the normal like
Yeah,
Veyron
which
is
is
street
all-
legal.
It's really legal, yeah.
Alright,
Dude, it's so clean.
So-
dude. It's so clean.
let's get into this one.
I can picture myself
This
driving
car
around.
held the title for the fastest production car in the world since 2013 of April.
2013.
So it's still currently.
I believe so. It's not this one, but it's the next generation. It's called the Chiron. And it's called the Chiron 300, something
Heard
like
of
that.
it?
I think it goes 300 something miles per hour.
right?
Yeah, 300 plus miles per hour.
Definitely heard of it.
If you only do it, I think it's like 5 minutes or the tires will disintegrate.
Five.
What the?
Dude, it's for a little bit, yeah.
And speaking
It's
of
for a little bit, and the tires cost like 500 grand each.
speaking of the tires, so this car, the top speed was limited to ensure the tires wouldn't disintegrate. This car could also do that.
Oh,
Back in 2013.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
That's how
crazy.
Had to be
fast this car
limited.
is.
It's too fast. The tire composite.
There literally
It
is
literally
not
just-
a material that can sustain its speed.
It's about the rotation speed, like more. There's more
Centrifugal
force, expanding.
So in other words, if I create a tire that can withstand that, I'm basically gonna become a billionaire.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, next project. See us next episode.
There's a video if you look it up on YouTube of like the newest one, like the Chiron. It like I think the top it hits it's like 305 or something like that. Like,
Ridiculous.
but
bro.
dude,
Like it's like your face is like fucking.
It's
So do you are these cars? Do you race them or no? You're not allowed to.
Yeah,
because they're
I
too
think we
fast.
raced them.
I wouldn't race it, dude. I would
So
I'd
race
be
it.
terrified to race that.
So it's
Dude,
just
it's too
for looks?
expensive. It's just
No,
for look. It's for
I'm
it's for
pretty sure
clout.
they race it.
There's
Like
not- they're
Bugatti
not-
probably races this thing.
But they
I've seen a
Bugatti's
couple
not
at
in any
Global
racing
Reach.
series.
Really?
Yeah,
Global
they don't
I
race
didn't
it.
know that.
This is literally just for clout, dude.
On I-10.
Yeah, this is just for
I
clout
like
for
it.
sure.
I like it. I like. They're not in any racing series.
They don't need to prove themselves, bro.
They really
Bro,
don't.
Just
look
make
at it.
some badass car.
They probably don't even want to drive it in the street. They probably drive it like on like red carpet.
I think it's Mayweather who has like a gold. All
He has like 3 of
Yeah.
them. I think he has like
Yeah.
3.
This is a closed circuit. Actually, there's only one place where you can reach that speed
Yeah.
because you're going so fast, and it needs to be like relatively flat because no
As
street.
flat as possible.
No street goes for that long, straight, flat.
No
so what
SoundCloud film?
Nah. So
Or
basically,
Pebble Hills?
what they had to do, I forgot the name of the track, but it's basically a huge circle, and there's like little straightaways. It's like a huge oval actually.
He's taking a left turn.
And so right there, he's actually going pretty fast already on that curve,
Okay.
and it slightly straightens out, and that's where you can reach
Got
the
it.
300. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so crazy.
And then you have to
man.
slow down because then the next curve comes in, and you can't be going that fast.
That's so.
Dude.
Just imagine being in one of those cars, like not even driving, just
I would
sitting
love
there.
it, bro.
Pebble Hills is the new South Frankfurt, by the way. Honestly, I hate
Oh, yeah.
driving down Pebble Hills now. Dude,
Okay.
that car is.
Yeah, that's straight. Okay, it not only has one, not two, not three, but four turbos.
How's that
on it.
possible?
It's a W16 engine.
The fuck does that mean?
Yeah, there's a
There's no
V6.
V. No, yeah,
The
it's not that
V8,
V.
your car is a V6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's in the instead of the shape of a V, it's in the shape of a W, the engine.
That's
Right.
possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
So pistons are going up like that and up like that too.
Holy.
And there's like two. I believe the way they do it is like
So
two
what is
turbos
it, like a
right here,
V12?
two turbos right here.
Yeah, it's doing this basically, and then there's
It's a,
a
v,
quad.
it's a W16 has 16 cylinders.
It's basically two motors slapped
That's-
into
Yeah,
together.
that's what it really
Yeah,
is.
It's a twin turbo
Yeah,
V8.
yeah,
It's two V8s.
yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see
Two
it.
twin turbo V8s. Just
What the
Right, yeah.
fuck?
That
Yeah,
part
it's
makes
a
sense,
crazy-
but it's still.
That's why it goes that fast.
it's also limited by mechanical problems. So the crankshaft actually is you can't exceed that amount. That's actually why it's in a W formation, because if they were in line or anything, it'd be too long of a crankshaft. There'd be too
Probably
much.
just snap.
It'll snap. The rotation of it, since it's so long and so much power going
So
into
I'm
it,
confused then because like
you're kind of limited by the
What are you
mechanical.
confused about?
this car is.
What are you confused about?
You know, what part could I possibly be confused about?
Right?
I don't know. This car is super nice to look at, but Daniel's saying you shouldn't or they're not racing it. It's not street legal. It's dummy expensive.
It's
so like,
called
what's
fuck
the
you money.
point in making it that fast, that top performance for like?
For just for
So
fun.
you can be the fastest car. So the company that says
But you
you're
can't even drive it unless it's on this.
They
closed
really did
thing.
just chase the title
It's the
to be the
clout.
fastest.
It's literally the clout, man.
It's-
This is for rich people. This is for
This
people
is
that live in Dubai. They don't need to
No.
race their car.
No, there's a difference between rich and wealthy. Rich is I'm gonna buy the fastest car, but I'm never gonna be able to drive it. Or wealthy is like I'm just gonna buy a car that I can like flex.
Well, it's
and,
for
like,
wealthy.
take
It's
it.
for health. It's health. It's
Health.
for wealth.
It
Yeah.
is for your health.
That's for whoever has that kind of money, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, I had that money, I'm still
So
buying the
what-
damn car, but
real quick, what would you do to have that car? What far of extent would you do to
I
have that
don't
car?
know, bro.
I get on my knees. Dude.
Oh, yeah, what's-
I got the
oh.
knee pads and everything.
Oh,
you did
If I
not
get
do a
this for free,
sexual. I would have been
I was
like,
gonna say maybe like rob a bank or something.
dude, I was gonna say like,
Start
I'll pull the
grabbing your-
parachute out the plane and then jump after it and like
Oh,
land
I
it.
would
If I
do
land
that.
it, if I land it, you gotta give me the car.
you're not gonna land.
because if you're dead, then what, bro?
Yeah,
you get no car.
High risk, high reward. You're giving me the fastest car in the world.
I'm just gonna act like we
That's
didn't
just
just
that's
not
really
just say that. This guy's just like,
He literally tied his own hair back and everything.
Like that,
Wow.
dude.
Hey, dude, what would you do? Huh?
You already have your hair type back, bro.
Wow.
wow. I'm still in shock right now.
What would you do?
Trying to
Joe?
comprehend that.
He was quick with the answer too. I think he was ready for this
I would get on
question.
my knees.
He didn't even let me finish. He's like thinking about it. He's like, man, I would seriously do it. Honestly, if it really came down to it, I'd give him Andy. We're gonna put it. No background information on it. Alright, number 7.
Number 7.
First
Yeah.
7.
I'm hyped. That was a funny one. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
The Honda Slash Acura NSX.
Wait,
Yeah.
Slash?
This is
I've
also
never-
JDM.
I've never heard of this car.
This is
Yeah.
JDM.
Never seen it
You gonna
yet.
learn today. Let's go.
You gonna learn today, boy?
So the reason I picked this
Looks
car.
pretty fire.
So the interior, you guys know what an F-16 fighter jet is? Fucking Air Force jet. You know how it would look, right? Like cockpit, like screens
Yeah.
everywhere, like
This is the
controls.
car that's based
This
off
is the
it.
car, or this car was designed around that
Around that jet?
jet.
Okay,
Yes.
never mind. I haven't
So
heard of
all
this car.
the interior, but also I looked it up more. I didn't get to put it in, but also the exterior was like designed around that.
Yeah.
So like
Snap.
all the
That's crazy.
aerodynamics, like all that.
Some also the dude that helped develop this car, maybe I don't know if maybe you could look up the facts of that. But he designed another car, or he also helped. He was a part of another car that's super popular. Maybe
I read that too.
yeah.
Like
he was part of that team, but then he ended up leaving that team and he produced his car. and so that's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
That's so crazy, man.
That's how this car was formed.
Maybe we can look it up. I don't know. Maybe do we have time?
You know what this car reminds me of? If you would have just like taken a quick glance, I don't know why, but like when we were little, we'd get like the Hot Wheels. I feel like,
It's a Hot Wheel car
I
for
feel
sure.
like that's like the first car I'm grabbing for some reason, just by looks. Again, I'm just going on looks first, and then I'm learning.
When I
about-
think
That
Hot
one-
Wheel, this is not what I like picture in your head, huh? That's crazy.
no, I'm not gonna lie, I like that one better.
The handling this car, I hear from what everyone talks about, it was definitely like one of the biggest things, like just the handling of that car. It was also one of the like mid-engine car. It was just very
They
innovative.
make them automatic or not?
I think so, actually.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Alright, so this is also another Ferrari killer. So this car definitely outperformed Ferrari, put it in its place when it first came out and they started racing.
snap.
But yeah, this is another one.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, Ferrari gets beat.
And
a
it's
lot.
But so Ferrari's like what am I thinking of? Like you trying to beat Ferrari, right? Like that's
Ferrari's
your,
always gonna be like top of the game.
They've
like-
been the top a lot.
They used to
Yeah.
be.
Ferrari's the Patriots type deal, and then
Right.
when
That's
Tom
what
Brady
it
left,
feels
when Tom
like,
Brady
yeah.
left,
Yeah.
all his
Exactly.
Something like
exactly.
that,
So Enzo Ferrari, like his mentality was all about racing. Like that's the
it's a
reason.
real person.
Enzo Ferrari, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what
And
it
they
is.
made a car based off of him, so they
No
called it
way.
the
This whole
Enzo.
time I thought it was based off of a horse.
Wait, no, not like that.
that's the symbol for it.
I thought that's what that's what it like. That's what they based it off of, not an actual human being.
Yeah, dude. Bugatti stands for Ettore Bugatti. That's why it's an EB. Ettore Bugatti's like a name, you know.
I didn't know that, to be
I
honest
had
with
no
you.
idea. Like, I'll be honest, I had no idea.
I didn't,
Lamborghini also.
Yeah,
same
I knew
thing.
Ferrari was
There's
His last
someone,
name-
there's
the
someone that's
dude's-
named
The
Lamborghini.
dude's last name was Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's a last name. They're probably still around, dude. There's still probably the Lamborghini family or the Ferrari family.
Yeah, dude.
There's actually the current CEO right now is Ferrari family.
if you marry into
The
the
currency?
The current CEO
Oh,
of
the
Ferrari.
I'm sorry, currency.
Bro, I'm like, my mind's being blown right now.
Yeah.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
I forgot his name, but his last name's Ferrari. It's part of the Ferrari.
That's crazy, man.
Another thing, the designer of the McLaren. So remember that F1 that I showed you in the beginning,
Yeah.
the first car?
Oh, yeah.
So that F1 was designed around this car. The guy that designed it was like inspired when this car came out, and he designed that car based off of this one.
I'm sure it's common.
Maybe that's what I read. Maybe I read it backwards.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. There you go.
Damn.
Wait, the designer of McLaren back then stated that he used the NSX.
As an inspiration.
Oh,
The F1.
I understood it wrong.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang, dude. That's
So this
crazy.
car is older than the F1?
Yes,
Oh.
this car came
Oh, I
out
always
first.
thought the other way around.
Yeah, me too. That's
Honestly,
crazy.
the Honda symbol bothers me so much, bro.
I hate that. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of
Well,
it.
that's the race car.
Well,
That's their
Honda-
like race version.
Honda's a huge
That's like the
racing
normal one.
brand,
I'm
dude.
not saying anything about
They
the
have
brand.
a heritage.
I'm
with
saying
racing.
the H.
Bro, 'cause I just think about it.
Just like just the logo.
I
You
just
don't
think
like?
about the
Okay.
You think about
Hondas,
Paso,
that's
huh?
I
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
Paso.
yeah.
Some shitty
I
ass
think about I think about Chaka's old Honda Civic trying to drive that
The hat star?
rice cooker. Yeah.
Yeah, taking time on? Yeah, I wouldn't drive that.
Dude, honestly, I like this car. I feel like
It's so.
Did I sell you, bro?
coming out of this, I'm like,
Hey man, might just go buy a Honda right now.
Behind a corner.
I'm waiting for something to be worse than that BMW. Dude. Apparently, nothing's.
Aw.
Yeah, as of right now, the BMW is dead last.
Aw, okay.
What number are we on? Seven?
You know what? These are these are these are
If we fall.
supercars. So I
Yeah.
mean, we're kind of comparing these supercars to like
What we
M-
can.
Yeah, an M3 you can actually afford.
We can't even afford it.
Dude, you can't afford an M3 though.
You could probably buy the Beamer.
You can probably buy the Beamer.
That's about it, though.
Nice.
I'm over here dissing the cars. I'm like, my car barely works too, bro. Like, I don't know where I'm coming from.
I don't even know why I'm talking shit at this point, honestly.
Honestly,
Speaking of
Probably show the footage of your
Beamers.
shit up in our cars.
Hey, okay then. So that's
Oh.
yes. This is all about class now.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
actually last for me now.
Oh, what?
Yeah, dude, it's actually last for me now.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, what's on? Sorry.
This is their latest.
I like that car.
This is the latest they have right now. Top tier. This is the most powerful BMW
Jesus.
ever made. Ever. Fastest, most powerful.
Faster than the I?
Yes. The i8 has a 3-cylinder, bro. And a fucking
So
battery.
I's just
That's all it
I
is.
just looks.
Yes.
And a big expense.
I was like, I think they
Makes
have
sense.
speakers, no, on the i8?
Yes, they have
Wait,
speakers to make the engine sound better on the
no,
outside.
they do not.
Yes. Sorry I exposed you, BMW, but come on,
Hey,
man.
I don't know. Put that in there, man.
I don't care. Come on, man.
It's a well-known thing. It's a well-known fact.
I didn't know that actually.
I
It
had
wasn't
no
that well.
idea.
It's not that well-known, sorry.
Wow, that's crazy. Yo,
But yes.
You have to assume that half the people watching this are like,
I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. So we're the only car nerds here.
Yo, the interior though.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
So this thing has racing bucket seats in the rear,
All
in
around.
case you want to go ride with some people.
that is sick.
Same thing as the front. By the way, look at the front seats. The back of it's carbon fiber.
It's just meant to be wrapped.
Oh, look at the third point though. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I've driven one.
I've driven one,
Really?
and the only one that's in El Paso. I've driven it, and I got to PDI it when it first came in. So
It's-
PDI, like I got to inspect it before we gave it to the
You
customer.
for sure know it's the only one in El Paso.
Yep, it's the only one. They all come
Should
through
we
us.
add that to the video? You're
Yeah.
the only one that's driven it, you know, the owner.
Yeah.
You think he'd be bothered by that now?
Now with the big old light.
He's like, why would you expose
Why
that?
would you expose my nice fancy car?
I took very good care of it. I'll tell you that. It's a very good pair.
Pull up.
Maybe.
True.
Pull
Hey,
up on
photo
this, man.
shoot?
I don't know, but like if
Yeah.
I'm a lawyer, if I'm like even real estate agent, where like a part of like your look, your reputation comes with like your car, because like some part of business aspect is like your look.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that car
Look at
is
that.
This is a.
Oh, yeah.
that is
So it was actually that exact same color. They
I
come
want
in like
that
different
myself.
colors, but that's the one. That
That's
came
the
out,
color.
that I drove. Yeah.
I like that.
It's a pretty shitty color.
Well, I
It
like
looks
that.
better in person, dude.
I
It looks
like
so
that
cool.
color. That color
But it
is
comes in like a
nice.
matte
What
black
the
or
hell
a
is that?
white.
Diarrhea green?
I was about to say, it literally kind of does.
So when
It's
I
like
came in, like half the shop didn't like it, and half the shop did. It was weird.
I mean, honestly, when
It
it
was
comes
by the
down to
color.
when it
We were
comes down
torn
to a
by the
car like
color.
that, I really don't care about the
I do-
color.
I do have to say something. I do appreciate that BMW used their old kidneys because if
the
you
new
know
ones.
about the newer kidneys on the
Huge.
BMWs, they look huge. And
Yeah.
if you guys don't know what I refer to as kidneys,
I was about to say,
The
I'll
grills,
say
the kidney grills. That's what they're called.
they're called kidney grills. They're the little plastic pieces up in front.
So what is plastic?
Yes.
Just kidding.
Ah,
Like, expose them?
On this one, is it plastic or carbon fiber? On this one?
It's probably carbon fiber.
On this one,
Yeah.
it's probably carbon fiber, but on a normal like model, it'll probably be like plastic.
How much did these go for?
I think
100 grand?
when it came in, I think it was like 129K.
129K.
Just for it to be in the shop like 6 months later? Hell no.
129K.
Actually, these are pretty reliable. These are
129K.
Yeah, 120K.
Yeah.
What? What
Wow.
other car goes for
How
like-
much? How much is it pushing though?
I think it's 697 horsepower, something like that. And it's all-wheel drive. Dude, that thing is ridiculous.
But out the factory,
It's
you'll,
fast.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you
Yeah,
have no
yeah, for
idea.
sure.
This thing fucking moves.
you'll
dude.
have your kid in the back seat,
In the bucket
smoking, smoking some, I don't know, Mustang.
Anything here,
Really
probably.
here.
You wanna know what's the sad part about this?
What?
Is like most people that will own this car is like kids, like rich people's kids. You know what I'm
Even
saying?
rich people.
I see
would
some
say
business
it's
guys
like-
that
I don't even see business people owning it.
I see,
I don't.
I do.
I see a
because
bunch of kids
because
from
the
Puerto
people
Rico
that
driving
bring
this.
these kind of cars in are business people at my work. That's
Yeah,
why I
but that's what
know.
I'm saying. Like, if you're barely becoming like rich, that's not my first car. You're gonna get like the GTR, Lambo, whatever, like those nice new Corvettes, the flashy.
Oh, man.
This isn't that flashy. This is.
It's pretty
Class.
fucking flashy, dude.
It's pretty flashy, dude.
It depends. Like, I just.
I don't know. Everyone has
I
different
think this
tastes, man.
means like alpha male status. Like, you
Yeah,
pull up
It's,
this-
it's like CEO type deal.
See,
huh?
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love this car. The only reason why I would take the M3 from earlier is because the M3 is a collector item, and it's still going up.
This
in
one
price.
will be. It's very limited.
That one will for sure be
It will
in
be.
its time.
Yeah.
But for right now, the M3 is definitely a collector item right now.
I'm actually surprised that this is the first car I think you've thrown that's a recent car. Though.
Yeah. This is like a 2022.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a badass car though.
This is up there for me.
I think
I've been in a couple BMWs. Been in a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all sold them because they
They
didn't
like-
work.
It didn't work.
They didn't work after the first 2 months, but they're pretty nice.
But you got to ride
They're
it.
pretty nice. Yeah, I got to ride in them.
We just don't have the market for it, dude. If we lived in Europe, it'd be a lot easier. It's like if you were driving.
Well, it's
to
like driving a Honda Civic.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a-
yeah, that's true.
Which
No.
Number 9.
oh,
Hey.
Raptor.
This is a
with this.
this is dope because this is like a normal car.
Yes.
That's
Every-
Somewhat.
yeah.
Somewhat.
No, I would say normal.
Okay.
Which one though?
Hard
Which
to
one?
get.
Which one do you like? The newer one or the
Both,
V8?
but I chose the newer one.
Yes.
But I like both. But the newer one impresses me more because of how much power it makes out
Oh,
of
if I'm
the
gonna get a
V6.
truck,
Yes.
steer me that way.
No, if I'm gonna get Ford, it's either that supercar that we saw earlier or this. I'm not touching Ford other than this Ford Raptor or that G.
Well, I'm glad I picked the ones you like.
Look how dope.
Oh, I love seeing
So
that
I know I said top cars. It's not a car, obviously, but it's a truck, and it is one of the most iconic performance like pickup trucks ever.
Yeah.
Like this thing is a beast, dude. Yeah.
They made Ram
So
create the
this thing,
T-Rex for it.
is this thing taking my mom's caddy to Gapplebee's?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh wait. What is your? What kind? Is
See-
that the 6-cylinder?
No. The V8.
Yeah, it's probably still smoking. Yeah, it's gonna smoke it.
I think it'll still smoke it.
It's turboed. Yeah.
it's turbo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the older version, the original, like the Ford Raptors when they first came out, they were like the V8. They were the V8
When
Raptors,
was it like 20?
and that was
Yeah,
not so long
2014,
ago.
2015.
And then the newest one is using the twin turbo
Twin turbo
V6, right?
So the body of the new ones are made of like some high strength military grade aluminum. The whole body.
Yeah, that's why I like
Yeah.
it. It looks so like.
Damn,
Does it
bro.
make it heavier?
I was about to
No,
say,
it makes it lighter.
Makes it-
Aluminum's
oh,
lighter
yeah,
than
is it
steel.
aluminum?
Yeah.
I was about to say, how much do these things weigh?
Aluminum's lighter than steel.
Mhm.
I don't know how much they weigh actually, but I know they're way lighter than like the steel body
Yeah.
Ford Raptor.
Dude,
Well,
like,
if it's aluminum, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean like if you go punch it, like a big hole? Just kidding.
So there's actually
Like aluminum
crazy
foil?
fact. Crazy fact is like a crazy recall on their beds because they bend
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
because of how like I guess flimsy or bent.
I was about to say it's kind of scary because like get in a car accident.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
A little bit.
dude.
Do you guys mind if I go get my charger?
Yeah,
real
we can
quick?
take a quick break.
Quick break, or I mean,
just go get it, bro.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Yeah,
more
we
about
keep
this.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say was that
behind the scenes over here.
I could be wrong, but didn't they discontinue them for a little bit? They said that they were gonna stop making them.
So I don't know if they make them anymore actually.
Oh,
Like
they
to
just
this
stopped
day,
making them?
I don't think they make the Raptors anymore.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know that.
Which
I
makes
could
me
be wrong.
intrigued because then it's like a rarity, like to find.
Yeah, maybe. I'm probably wrong though.
Dude, I always think about like how our parents back in the day had like those classic like hot rod cars like available. It was just like a daily car, and now it's like impossible to find one like in good condition or like at a
Yep.
decent price. So like, I don't know. This is
Bro, this is a badass truck.
And yeah, I mean it's the king of its class, you know. And I can definitely rip up red scents. You see them out there sometimes.
Red
Last time I
Sands,
went out
dude.
there, I saw like a couple.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they're actually pretty common here in El Paso. I feel like
Yeah.
I've seen a couple.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot
I
here.
have a couple friends.
We've got 6 minutes.
6 minutes later. Cool.
We,
But, yeah.
I have a couple friends that have Ford Raptors.
I mean, I like them.
You have friends with Ford Raptors?
How much do they go for them? I know they're not crazy expensive, but
Probably
they're
like
not cheap either,
70, maybe 80K if you're
That's
like.
that's not bad for that car, for that truck. Sorry.
For Ford though, 80K? Dude, you can already buy like a pretty decent car with 80 grand.
I mean, if
I
I have
personally
80K, I'm going for a Corvette first.
Exactly.
Yes.
But like, this is a truck.
It depends what
like,
you want though.
This is hard because it fits in the car. He's putting in the car category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I would still, if I had to pick between car and truck, pick a truck. That's just my personal thing. So
Yeah.
this is dope that you threw it.
And I actually threw in a truck because there's a lot of trucks here, and I was like,
I know,
yeah,
I
I'm gonna
know.
throw one in.
Yeah,
A
so
lot of
Jeep
people
or
drive trucks here.
So you would take this over a Jeep?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
that was a bad question.
That was a really bad question. dude.
Honestly, I think I'll take the Shelby
Oh, the Shelby's nice.
over the Raptor, but
Yeah, me
Raptor's
too.
more affordable.
Honestly, I agree with you on that
I
one.
just Ford is
Sounds
just
better.
that.
Or the Shelby
This is
truck.
nice though.
Shelby truck.
I like
This might be the only exception. What a ride it's been.
Oh, I like that. I like
I
that.
like that. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I have a question. Let's get some guesses. What do you guys think?
Guesses.
Number 10 is?
Dude,
Let's get a guess. Come
That's
on.
because you got.
Out of all the ones I've already said.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of like based off his.
Hey, but my choices were like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's not in a particular order, so this could be the worst one.
That's what I'm saying.
For all I know.
If you would have structured it 10 to 1, I would have been able to make a better guess. But
Okay,
it's a little harder.
all right,
little harder. I
a
know
little more
what
challenging. Let's see.
You go first, Sandy. You go first. Still correct.
I think I know what it is. How
All right,
about
let's see.
Oh yeah, you
Go ahead.
say it. 'Cause I have no idea.
I want to say it's a BMW.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's gonna be. If you don't throw a Corvette on there, for me personally, I'm gonna be a little upset. But that's just me. But
I just don't picture him a Corvette kind of guy. I would say.
I love
Corvette's
Corvettes.
such a
I'm a more
classic.
Chevy guy, for sure.
You
But-
have to throw a coin.
Dude, yeah. And right now he's building an LS too, so that could be, you know, part of it.
That's a
So
good.
what's your guess? What's your guess?
Gosh, I don't think it's a Corvette though.
Too cheap.
Dude, I'm actually blanking out right now. I'm so sorry. I'm just like spit
Oh, I
blank.
said Corvette, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Just throw one out there. I just want to guess. Maybe you'll
Gosh.
land it. I don't know.
A Lamborghini. You haven't said Lamborghini yet.
Oh yeah, it's a Lamborghini. I didn't.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. Whoa, dude!
The
I
Prius.
told you it was the first one. I called it.
The Prius.
Oh, dude!
That's
God.
I was like, the Prius is very reliable, very reliable. I will say.
Yeah, I will say.
Good guess, man.
I will
We're
say
going
it's
towards
good
the
gas.
electric.
No friends when you have that car.
Just kidding, bro. No, not a Prius,
Oh,
man.
dude.
Yeah, you pulled the Whataburger flip on. I can't believe you.
I had to. I was like, I'm gonna throw it on
I
him.
was like, Toyota Prius.
Damn.
Oh! I know why. This is so
This
quick.
car
That
is
shit
ridiculous.
gave me chills.
Dude,
Electrified.
I feel electrified.
Freaking Tesla this entire time.
dude,
Yeah.
I slept on it.
That's
This,
Tesla
you know
Model
what? You know what?
S.
You know what I pictured as soon as it said Tesla? That one where it jumps the street. Have you
Oh,
guys seen
yeah,
it?
he got arrested.
They got arrested?
YouTuber, yeah.
Oh, really?
He was, he was under the influence when he did it, and he left the scene.
I thought they did it for a YouTube video.
They still left the scene. They hit another car.
Yeah, you
And
didn't see it?
The guy was cool with it though. I thought.
The guy that got his car hit was cool with it.
Well, because I'm pretty sure I thought they were gonna like pay him or something.
No, it was just a group of friends doing a YouTube video. Anyways,
Wow.
we're taking
That's
this.
fair.
Terrible. Never mind.
Model S.
Dude,
Model
what people
S.
do for the cloud, dude, it's crazy.
It was a cool video.
I would have jumped it.
It was a badass.
Imagine
video.
just.
Tesla stock went up, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
That is.
plaid,
Alright, so this thing has 1,020 horsepower, 1,050 foot-pounds of torque, available faster than you can blink, bro.
Yep.
And the instant you press on it, bro.
It has ludicrous mode, doesn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Model S.
You can literally put in ludicrous mode.
just
You
goes-
have to pay extra for that though, right?
Yeah, honestly.
Dude, it's insanely fast.
It's-
The horsepower though, is that measured like in horsepower, or is that just like an equivalent of like?
Yeah,
Is horsepower measured in
I don't know
horsepower?
what you mean.
You know, I thought it was because since it's
They
electric.
race against horses, no, and they see how many it
Yes.
hits. Right?
There's like 1,000 of them.
Angel with the Ferrari horse.
Damn, bro. That's a lot of horses. God damn.
There's actually also a Hoonigan series where they're like racing this.
I think that's where I've seen. That's where I've seen a lot of
And
it.
I was
it's
about to bring up. I was going to wait till you finish. 'Cause I was about to bring up that video that we watched.
The guy that has the gutted one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that
I
guy?
saw those videos.
He has like a gutted. He has a gutted
He's
Tesla.
racing
It's
a
not.
bunch
It's not
of
the
shit.
black though. It's like the.
Oh, this
Yes.
is
No.
this is
like
a different. This actually this model just came out.
Yeah,
so
so
this is like this is the top dog now right
Yeah.
here.
Dude, it's
So it's called the Plaid, and it's the quickest production car that has ever been made, ever. Like just
Shout out
in
to
general.
Elon.
Out of all cars.
Shout out to Elon.
Shout out
man.
to Elon.
and shout out to the new age, bro. That's all electric motors. That's crazy, dude. Instant
Yep.
power for you right there.
I can't believe this kind of car. You can literally just like charge it like at your house.
Dude, honestly, I don't think the way Elon and Tesla and the cars have come out, I don't think there would have been a different way they would have introduced a better way. They could have introduced like electric cars to like our generation. I feel like, I mean, obviously we're starting to see it more now,
Yeah.
but like obviously they changed the entire market, right? But like the way they did it, the cars they're doing it, Elon's like, I guess
He's
personality
making it
as
seem
CEO,
like it's like trying to make it exciting,
Right,
rather
right.
than just like we
And,
gotta
like,
switch over.
Yeah.
And I think that's like any other way, any other company, I don't think it would have worked as well as the way it does.
I think it's gonna change the world for the worse though.
They're not the
think
first
so?
electric car though.
Why?
They are not the first
You
electric
guys
car.
haven't been hearing about what's been happening?
We're sharing by Twitter.
No, not
Oh, I saw that too.
How the cars, like apparently like some big like influenced people or big people in the name or whatever were talking like trash about something or someone, and apparently their car didn't work. It was like their software crashed on the car.
You're saying they were talking bad about like an employee about that?
About something with Tesla and their software on their car, their Tesla crashed. Apparently it wasn't working.
Top 10 conspiracy theories?
Say that one, bro.
Interesting.
That's a good one. I mean,
That's crazy.
I never heard that, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they're one of the first like major production cars for,
Think about it. You can't leave your house without your car.
it's not even that. It's just that they're one of the most mainstream electric vehicles
Yeah,
out.
right now.
And when one problem happens, everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Like can't believe it, but
Out of all the production.
out of all of them, I'm sure every car has its own problems. There's recalls for a reason, right?
Yep.
But I did hear one on the news the other day where the guy was going 80 on the freeway and his computer screen froze, so he couldn't turn off like his autopilot mode or whatever. So he was like
Just
stuck
kept
in
going?
80. He could press the brake, but once we let go of the brake, it would kick it back into 80. So he was like, apparently it was on Good Morning America or something like that.
Like malfunction.
Yeah, malfunction. It got to a
That's
point
the
though where
scary
he was
thing
able to
about-
navigate, and it finally like caught back on, and he was able to turn it off. He's like, I don't know what I would have done if it didn't.
Bet you like
I
someone
would've
like
sold
a
it.
hacker
I
or
was
some
just
shit.
scared to like jump back into the car.
No, I would have sold
Especially
it.
with El Paso traffic. No, you're not. You're
No.
not.
I
seeing
mean,
it.
At least in auto mode.
I don't know. I saw this one YouTube video where this guy said that his electric bill went up $7. So he pretty much pays $7 a month for like gas.
That's crazy. That is pretty.
I didn't even see your points really quick.
That's crazy, bro.
All right, now one more. So just to give you like an idea of how quick this thing is, it goes like 40 to 100 in like 3.5 seconds.
30 seconds.
So that's basic. That's outrageous.
It's pretty insane, dude.
It's crazy, bro.
It's
Like
pretty insane.
I don't know. How
From
they do it.
40 to 100.
Yeah.
What about launch mode?
I don't know.
Like 0 to 60?
Yeah.
I think it's 2 seconds, dude, or close to 2 seconds. Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
It's insane.
Dude, this car is. It doesn't matter if you don't
It's
know
like that,
about
bro. You
cars
just
or
put it
not.
like this,
It's
you just
just
get past.
it's appealing. It's like in the social media phase now.
Yeah.
So like everyone wants this car. Like I want this car, bro. I'm looking
I
for a
want
car, and
this
I'm like, do I invest into like a $20,000 car right now, or do I like kick it up a little bit? But I know that like this is the new age. Like,
When you're
Well, this car will probably run you like 60, not 80.
oh no,
I think it's actually more. I think it's like in the
100?
hundreds.
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
it's in
yeah.
the hundreds.
but
Because a regular Tesla's like 35, no?
yeah, but like me being like thinking about like business and all that, like one guy was able to put in like 110,000 miles on his Tesla, and he still sold it for like as much as he almost got. He still sold it for like 35,000.
Oh wow.
And it is a tax write-off because of the weight. The batteries are freaking heavy
The
on these
SUV
things, right?
ones, the SUV ones.
No, these two.
No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's better. The batteries are freaking heavy. That's why the guy had to gut his thing because it was so heavy.
You actually can't. Well, not that you can't, but it's really hard for them to flip over for that reason. Yeah, they're very bottom heavy, like this because of the batteries. It's all underneath. It's actually one of their safety ratings.
We should watch some racing videos right now, just like with your cars. We'll see if there's any videos where they're like racing against each other.
Each one. And
They're all lined up.
That's crazy,
that's the
man.
end.
That's the end.
That was my
Yeah.
top 10.
That was a good one, dude. That one BMW, if you would have taken that and put a Corvette in there, this would have been one of the best top 10 videos
Top
I've ever
10.
seen. Yeah.
I'm pretty disappointed I didn't take a Corvette in there.
Yeah. Corvette? Why? Why not Corvette?
Or Lamborghini.
I don't know.
Why not Corvette or Lamborghini?
Yeah.
I just didn't think the Corvette was really like
The C8?
made an impact.
Innovative.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of just like a, yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I just thought it was just there. But they're good cars, don't get me wrong.
I
but
just feel
I
like
don't think
coming from like who doesn't know that much about cars,
I know.
it's like you have supercars, you're like Lamborghini, Ferrari, and then you're
The
like
affordable Corvette.
yeah, and it's like the Corvette that's like somewhat affordable, like it's realistic, but it like still feels like a supercar. So
Yeah.
like from coming from a kid when you're like I'm gonna have that car when I'm older, Corvette's like your most realistic like bet.
I thought I was gonna see like a Viper ACR. That's one of my favorite cars, bro.
honestly, I did think about that one, but it just didn't make the cut, bro.
It didn't make the cut,
It didn't make
dude.
the cut.
That was such an impressive vehicle.
But then again, this is just kind of my taste
Yeah.
of cars.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
no, yeah, definitely.
That's crazy.
So really quick, you didn't rank them. Now you're gonna have to rank your top 3.
Top 3, man. Top 3, what is it?
Your top 3.
Just click that all the way through. Oh.
So like 3 being the best or just like top 3 overall? Like,
No, number 1 being the best, 2, 3. Top 3 out of the 10, 1 being the best.
I'm gonna have to go with number 1 being. This is
It's a
hard.
pretty long PowerPoint now that I think about it. I made mine with like 10 slides.
I'm gonna say the R34, the GTR is number 1 for me.
The GTR? Oh,
Yeah.
so
Number 1.
I would not have guessed that.
Then,
Whoa.
then the McLaren,
Okay.
and then probably the M5 CS.
Wow. Interesting choices, dude.
Yeah, honestly, I would not have picked those as
At all, like at all.
That's probably what I
What,
would
okay,
pick.
what are your top 3 then? Off his list.
Okay, what I need you to do really quick is just like go
Okay,
with the
I
arrow.
got you.
Just go really quick. Like,
isn't
isn't
it
it
my
fast?
top 3 without even looking at it?
I just want to make sure I'm getting this right.
Oh, I thought that
Prius?
was
Definitely the Prius is the best one, dude.
Yeah, for
M5,
sure. Most reliable.
NSX,
Gas lights.
Bugatti,
That's probably my number 1.
Supra,
Uh-huh.
Ford GT. The one you guys don't like.
Skip past that.
R34 and the McLaren.
So for me, it's Bugatti. I honestly like this McLaren. To be quite honest, like it kind of
It's got a
impressed
gold
me.
engine, bro.
But because I like the rarity aspect, that's just
Yeah.
a collector idea of it. Like forget everything, just the fact that it's rare alone. But Bugatti, this one,
So the GTR is actually more rare.
oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you get the Le Mans series, I think there's only like 5 that they ever produced.
I have one.
So I know that you probably like it. You probably like the ones that you see are either wide bodied or they're just like the normal GTR. But the Le Mans series, there's only like 5 that they ever made. And the reason why is because at Le Mans it has to be a production vehicle in order to be in the Le Mans race.
Yeah.
And so what do companies do? They literally design a race car and then just make 5 of them just so they can put into the race.
Dang. So yeah, mine's Bugatti, the McLaren, I think still McLaren, and then that BMW M5, dude. I think that was it's like that's nice.
What about you, Angel?
Mine was pretty easy, honestly. It's Bugatti, the GT, and then the Tesla.
Okay.
That's honestly probably my same list, bro. Honestly.
Bugatti's for sure like beats all of them like by a
Yeah,
far, but
yeah.
That's just because it's my favorite brand. Like it's honestly always been my favorite
They're
brand.
pretty bougie, bro.
Yeah, they're so cool, man. They're just an amazing brand.
That was crazy, man.
That was my top 10.
That was a fun top 10. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about like the open 10 or like ranking it because it makes it harder for us to like debate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes it like so much more intriguing because we're like, all right, we don't know if it's gonna get worse or better
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't know, I just should have mixed it up.
dude, it was cool.
I like that. Cars.
Yeah, cars. You almost
Mine-
lost in the first half.
Honestly, I don't know. Like if I would have done cars, probably like I don't even think any of these other than Bugatti would be on it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't really
Go check out
know.
the camera real quick, my bad.
I don't even know. I don't really know them. That's the thing. But I mean, now I do.
Yeah, honestly, I like that you put the facts part of it.
You saw 6 minutes. So.
6, okay.
Yeah.
I like that you put the facts part about it because, again, I'll look at a car and I'll be like, that's cool. Or,
But you
that's
don't know the background
yeah, I don't know
story.
the background. So, like that Honda one,
Yeah.
dude, you flipped on that one. I was like, all right, yeah, skip it. And then you like told me about all that stuff, and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
so, I don't know. That was a cool top 10. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
Yeah, I
glad
like
you guys
the
were
top 10.
intrigued.
What I was gonna ask the viewers is, if you guys have ideas for your top 10, if you were sitting in our shoes, you're trying to present it, it's a surprise, whatever, what would you put for your top 10? Because
Honestly, yeah.
he already has his, Angel's coming up next. So you'll see their episodes coming out pretty soon for their top 10s.
We have to refilm mine.
Yeah, like we mentioned before. But comment what you guys would do for a top 10. Because I'm curious to see what people are thinking, like what they want to talk about, or if you want us to debate about it, we'll definitely do that if you guys leave that comment. So,
So real quick, so top 10 doesn't have to be El Paso related.
no.
It's just a top 10, whatever.
So top 10 El Paso cars.
I was like,
Sick.
I should have threw that in.
Top 10.
That's pretty easy. Yeah. Damn. Okay. So I want to try keeping it like El Paso kind
Yeah.
of related,
Yeah, do what you want then.
but
You guys let us know too.
top
but-
10 is in pretty good.
It's gonna be dope. Alright.
I think
Alright.
so.
I'm excited.
Let's
Don't
do it
have
right
too
now.
much.
Jump into it right now. Hey,
Just kidding.
now, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this top 10. I think this one was a cool one, switched it up. For those of you that don't know about cars, hope you enjoyed it. If you do know about cars, don't be mad about how we talked about the cars.
If you do like cars, you can leave in the comments, man. What's your favorite car?
Yeah. What's
Oh,
your
true.
favorite car?
What's
That's
your
really the
favorite
car.
car?
What's your favorite car?
And why? And why is your favorite car? Like, how was
Why?
it? Like, how did it impact that the automotive world?
If you say Jeep, I'll pin your comment at the top. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you guys for
Look out
watching.
for the giveaway. If we haven't given it away already yet, because we're already like.
Depends on when this video comes out. Follow the Instagram. It won't be the last giveaway. We'll have more coming.
Yes.
We'll have a lot going on.
If not, then the giveaway comes soon.
Yeah, if not, enter on the giveaway. It'll obviously involve all our social media. So you guys follow that. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you
We'll
guys.
see you on the next one.
Later.
Later.